find new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather round. An adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, and good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Von Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education, Utah, and I take this opportunity today to say good morning to all of you and to wish you a bright and successful and productive day and weekend. In our federation, we have a long weekend. We have the WIT weekend, and so there's no school or work on Monday, and I know that persons are looking forward to getting a lot of things accomplished during the course of the weekend. So happy WIT weekend to all. Before we go into our program for today, just a quick reminder that today is the third Saturday of the month, which means that Ajane is going to join us at the bottom of the hour for the ECCB Primary Schools Mentorship Program, the ECCB Children's Connection Program. And before we go into and delve into the matters at hand today as well, I want to, on behalf of our ministry, to extend condolences to the Blackett family on the recent passing of Mr. Lester Blackett. As we all know, Mr. Blackett has left an indelible mark on our island and our federation in so many areas. For many years, he contributed significantly as the director of disaster management and helped us to navigate many many hurricane and other storms. And on our end, or from our ministry's end, we are very aware as an island of his contributions in the area of sports, and I think among his many contributions across the various sporting disciplines, we want to narrow in on his contributions in the area of track and field, being the president of the NAAA for several years, being the impetus for the current Nevis Inter-Primary Schools Championship, turning it into the mini Olympics and getting the sponsorship. He was instrumental in getting Gulf Insurance 30 years ago to come on as a title sponsor and transforming the whole meet over the years, and we saw it evolve and many things were incorporated under Mr. Blackett's leadership. We also from our ministry are aware that he led post-retirement from the service. He was the project manager for the TVET project, and some of the fruits of that project include the GSS, the TVET wing at GSS. He managed that portion of the project, and also several young people were able to travel overseas to earn degrees in the various TVET disciplines, technical and vocation disciplines, and Mr. Blackett was also instrumental in coordinating those and in working with those young people. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. And so on behalf of our ministry, I say heartfelt condolences to the entire Blackett family, especially to his wife Vernice and daughter Nicoyan, and of course Carla and the entire family. So and we want to ask all of you as well who are listening to keep the Blacketts in prayers during this very difficult time. All right, so as we are aware, and as I said at the beginning, it is a long weekend and there are several different activities happening within our ministry. One of the events is the upcoming WIT drag race activity, and so during the course of this weekend we will see the drag race activities happening here on Nevis, and the drag race activities take place both today and tomorrow, with the actual meet taking place tomorrow, and we can look forward to seeing several cars being represented during this Winfest drag race meet. The admission process. Children $10 or cost, children $10, adults $25, and the pit pass is $50. And entertainment will be by Rec Life Sounds. Registration, there are several categories. You have the 9 to 10 seconds, and that registration cost is $200. 11 to 12 seconds $150. 11 to 14 seconds $100, and bikes $150, outlaw $350. And so you can look forward to that event coming up during the course of this weekend. And we encourage you, those from St. Kitts, note that iConnect can get fans and racers to and from Nevis, leaving St. Kitts at 9:30 a.m. and leaving Nevis at 9 p.m. And that's taking place tomorrow only. iConnect is the new ferry that can take vehicles, and so that ferry will be leaving St. Kitts at 9:30 tomorrow and leaving Nevis at 9 p.m. tomorrow. And the event itself starts at 1 p.m. So that's one thing that we have within our ministry happening, and I encourage you to support as far as possible. Enjoy and take your children with you to enjoy the afternoon at the St. James Raceway. We also have a few initiatives happening and activities happening. Registration is currently open for the 2024 edition of the Summer Job Attachment Program. The Summer Job Attachment Program is hosted by and spearheaded by the Department of Youth here on Nevis, and the application process closes off this Friday. This Friday is the end of the application process. The forms can be collected at the Department of Youth, the Office of the Department of Youth, which is located upstairs the Reliable Motors Miniplex. The timeline, because you have to be aware of the expectations. The timeline, the application process, April 22nd to May 24th, and that is the application process. The interviews will take place from June 3rd to June 14th, and then the training proper will go from June 17th to 21st. The volunteer projects, which is part of the entire process, will take place from June 24th to June 28th. The internships will take place from July 8th to August 9th, 2024. So we have quite a few things happening, quite a few activities happening within the Summer Job Attachment Program, and the team at the Department of Youth look forward to interacting with our school leavers. I know that we have had queries from persons who are not school leavers. We've had queries from students who are as young as, or parents who have students who are as young as primary school age, asking if we have any work opportunities. The Summer Job Attachment Program proper caters for our school leavers, and the theme this year is Ready, Roadmap to Empowering and Developing You. Ready, Roadmap to Empowering and Developing You. So we look forward to seeing what can come of this program, what will come of this program. I know it will be transformational, and it will equip our young people with so many skills that will be needed for the world of work. For our young people who are still uncertain, we encourage you to apply. There are times, especially to get to navigate that initial interview and application process. Sometimes you're not quite sure how to effectively and efficiently do so, and so this is your trial run. There are many young people who we placed years ago, and they're still working in the place where they went for the attachment, and so you never know, and we look forward to your applications, and we look forward to your work and effort. So all of our young people who are out there and are school leavers, your exams will be over by the time the process starts. It's always timed around your exams, so please ensure that you apply. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughn Radio.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know, we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it starts quickly. You don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio. It's Youth on the Go. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather round. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the Go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
All right, let's go, and welcome back to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Vaughan Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education Natal, and it is indeed a pleasure to be here with you this Saturday to share information, updates, activities, so that you can be aware of what's happening, you can keep abreast, and of course you can help to encourage our students and young people. They often need encouragement to get involved and to access the various opportunities which are available to them. In relation to opportunities for school leavers, our 2024 edition of the Prospective Teachers course has been launched. The application process commenced on May 7th and will also close out this Friday at noon. Please note you have until 12 noon on Friday to submit your completed applications to the Department of Education. Interested candidates must possess the following qualifications in order to apply. You must have a minimum of 5 CXC CSEC subjects at the general proficiency grades 1, 2, or 3. As I said last time, that has been a struggle for us. We have underscored the importance of verifying that you have either a grade 1, 2, or 3 at the general proficiency. We're still seeing persons who are applying with a CCSLC or with a CSEC Basic for those who did the exam during the time when Basic was offered, and we're still seeing persons who don't have those subjects at all. We're asking that all subjects, all 5 subjects at a minimum, must be at a CXC CSEC General with those grade passes, or at a GCE O level, because we know that some persons completed their education under the GCE examination model, and those subject passes, you must have at least 5 GCE O level subjects if you followed that model. Acceptable passes for CAPE are grades 1 through 5, and the application, I didn't give the subjects. The subjects are, whether it be GCE O-level or CSEC, CXC CSEC, you must have English A, Mathematics, Social Studies or History, or Geography, which is a social science, a science which includes integrated science or human and social biology, or agriculture, or a pure science, and 1 additional subject. And parents who are listening, we also recommend that our students who are, for example, in second form and are selecting their subjects now, be aware of the minimum qualifications, and these are standard across disciplines, so you will see something similar in some other fields. Generally you have English A as a requirement, mathematics, a social science, and science as well, along with 1 additional subject. And so please note that as you guide your children through the processes, I know that at the secondary schools currently, the second formers are selecting their subjects for third form, and you might think it's too early, but it is not too early. Please pay attention to the requirements. The application packets can be collected from the Department of Education in Marion Heights between 8:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. daily. Remember, you have until 12 noon on Friday to submit your completed form. Incomplete forms will not be processed. If we want to be professionals, we have to ensure that we have completed our documents properly. So we encourage all applicants or potential applicants to ensure that they complete the forms properly as well. So that is the Prospective Teachers Course 2024, which is hosted by the Department of Education here on Nevis. In relation to the 25 Most Remarkable Teens, also note that the application process is currently open for 25 Most Remarkable Teens. It should be closing out in short order, and the 25 Most Remarkable Teens program is hosted by the St. Kitts Department of Youth Empowerment, and it's open to youth across the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. So the process is currently open, and you can nominate until May 24th. So it seems like May 24th is a big date, a date that we should put on our calendar. It's the deadline for the Summer Job Attachment Program. It's a deadline for the Remarkable Teens. It's a deadline for the Prospective Teachers Course. So this Friday is a date that we need to save that date to ensure that we are aware of what's coming up. Nominees must be no younger than 13 years old by the end of the nomination year. Nominees must not be older than 19 years old by the end of the nomination year. Nominees must have demonstrated capacity in nominated category and have a record of remarkable character, contributions to society, and or accomplishments. Successful nominees are required to fully participate in 12 months of capacity building and community service programs. Successful nominees are required to attend all capacity building workshops as part of the program. Successful nominees are required to plan and implement 2 volunteer projects during their year of service. Successful nominees and their parents are required to sign a confidentiality agreement. No mention of success is to be discussed prior to the awards ceremony. So know that even if you nominate someone, they cannot indicate that they are successful prior to the ceremony. Nomination deadline, as I said, is May 24th, which is this Friday, and the forms are available at all secondary schools across the Federation, the Department of Youth Empowerment on Keon Street, St. Kitts, and the Department of Youth here on Nevis. So that's the information as it relates to the 25 Most Remarkable Teens program, and we hope that we get lots of nominees across the Federation, and we know that there are only 25 students will be, or young people will be selected in each cohort, and we know if there are young people out there doing or achieving great feats, they need to be nominated so that people can recognize them across the Federation and perhaps even internationally, regionally and internationally. As we look to the week coming up, Monday, holiday, Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we have our second annual First Federal Cooperative Credit Union STEM Challenge, taking place on Wednesday from 9 a.m. at the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park. We will see students from across the primary and secondary schools participating in the STEM Challenge 2024. This is the First Federal Cooperative Credit Union STEM Challenge, and we want to say thank you to the First Federal Cooperative Credit Union for their contribution, for their commitment to this activity, and of course for their commitment to the development of our young people as a whole. We saw the inaugural edition last year, and it was very interactive and engaging. It was a quiz activity with a difference. The children get a challenge and I think a certain amount of time to complete each challenge, and then they are scored according to a scoring rubric. At the end of it last year, the winner for the primary category was Ivor Walters Primary. The winner for the secondary category was Charlestown Secondary, and so we look forward to see who the winners will be this year for the 2024 second edition of the First Federal Cooperative Credit Union's STEM Challenge, hosted by the STEM unit at the Department of Education. And we look forward to continued work in the area of STEM as well. And then I wanted to also project a little bit further ahead. Right after the STEM challenge, we go into a virtual day. Virtual day takes place on Thursday, and that is our last dry run for our virtual students working through virtual platforms. We know that this is not only a response to COVID. People keep saying there's no COVID, why should we have a virtual day? We are continuously testing and assessing. We had one in term 1 with the several disruptions in term 2. We were unable to do that, and we promised that we wanted to make sure that all of our primary schoolers were also ready for in a place where they could interact virtually before the year is over. And so we have the virtual day for term 3, which will be this Thursday. Right after that, and as you are aware, registration for our preschools, primary schools, and secondary schools are currently open, and we will go into our transition day. And transition day is just a mass orientation across the system, where you get to experience being a year older, ahead of being a year ahead of where you currently are, ahead of the actual transition. And so our daycare children will get a chance to stop by preschools. Our kindergarten children will get a chance to stop by our preschoolers who are going to kindergarten will get a chance to spend some time at kindergarten. Our private schoolers throughout go up one step, and our grade 6 students would go to first form, and you go straight up throughout the school. So transition dates usually half day on this on the 31st of May will be transition day 2024 for our system. And then final projection for today, and we have a lot more activities happening throughout the term, but final projection, I want to remind parents who have students who are currently within our system, whether it be at primary or secondary, that the end of year exams are right around the corner. The promotion exams at the secondary level, and the end of year system-wide exams at the primary level. We know that at the secondary level we will see common examinations, which are federal examinations, happening at first, second, and third form. In first and second form, they will have mathematics, communication studies, and science, and at third form they will have mathematics and communication studies. They also have end-of-year exams, which cover the material from September to the end of term, and those will take place during the month of June. Examinations commence on June 10th, and we can look forward to. So students, there are many things happening, yes, but start preparing. We don't want you to become overwhelmed and stressed out because you think that you have too much content to cover in a short amount of time. And so even on this long weekend, I know some of you are groaning because you know what I'm going to say next. You can start pacing yourself and seeing how much you can get done this weekend as you prepare for your end of year examinations, whatever they may look like. Let's not wait until the day of or the day before to try to cram everything, and that would not be beneficial to you. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, we transition into the ECCB Children's Connection program, and Ajerne will join me for that segment.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the powerhouse.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. You on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, you on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around, and adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go.
All right, and good morning to everyone. Hi there, and welcome to the ECCB Children's Connection program. I'm your host, Zahnela Claxton, and with me is our co-host,
Zahnela. Good morning, everyone.
All right, and on our last program, Zahnela, we spoke about consumerism and being a responsible consumer by avoiding waste and buying items that are not needed. We also introduced the 3R principle, which we will take a closer look at today. Ajane, have you ever heard of Earth Day?
Yes, I have before.
Okay, wonderful. Earth Day is celebrated internationally every year on the 22nd of April. The first Earth Day was celebrated in 1970. What do you think Earth Day is all about?
I think Earth Day is all about appreciating your earth and showing some love to it by cleaning up or changing all the bad habits we have and to abuse the earth.
Yeah, because we have some pretty bad habits that we still... Over the years, people have tried to encourage us to change them. But Earth Day is a time when we bring attention to the ways that our planet Earth takes care of us, and what we can do to save its resources, such as the oceans, rivers, the air we breathe, the forests, for future generations. Can you think of ways to save our planet, Ajane?
Yes, we can pick up our garbage or throw them away properly.
All right, so stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back. We'll take a closer look at our topic for today.
Hello, boys and girls. It's so nice to see you back at Oliver's Treehouse to learn of another wise word for the month of May. Devoted. Have you ever heard of that word? Well, let me tell you. The meaning of devoted is when you are very loving or very loyal to someone or something.
All right, welcome back,
Remember,
everyone. And Ajane, I think that this is really funny because you know my good dear friend, and he's very eager today. So we might have to call him Eager Oliver because he flew in a little early. But hi there, boys and girls, and welcome back to the ECCB Children's Connection program, a program produced and delivered by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. Before the break, we started talking about how we can save our planet, Ajane, for future generations. The 3R principle teaches us a lot about how we must treat our environment to ensure that it is safe and we can enjoy it for many generations to come. The 3R principle includes 3 ways that we can conserve water, air, and land. Conserve is a new word that we are learning. It means to keep something from loss, waste, or being destroyed. Can you spell the word conserve for our listening friends, Ajane?
Okay, conserved is spelled CONSERVE, conserve.
All right.
CONSERVE, conserve.
Oh, I miscounted there. It's not 12. So I cut across you once, so let's do it again twice.
CONSERVE, conserve. CONSERVE, conserve.
Okay, so when we talk about conserving our resources, we are referring to protecting them from being destroyed or lost. 3 ways we can do so are reduce, reuse, and recycle, and we met the 3 R's before. Alright, so Ajane, when you hear the word reduce, what comes to your mind?
When I hear the word reduce, I think of using something less.
Yep. Basically, lessening the use of something, using it less in order to try to conserve it. Let's look at a very common example, Ajane. Do you know what is used in vehicles so that they can move?
Gas.
Gas, right? Well, some use diesel, but for most part, gas. Most vehicles use gasoline or diesel, which are referred to as fossil fuels. Those are fuels that are made from non-renewable natural resources. They are called non-renewable because once you've used them, they can't be replaced. That's it. Some examples of non-renewable resources, natural resources, are oil, natural gas, and coal. So once they've burnt off, that's it. Fossil fuels are also used to produce electricity to power our homes and businesses. If we keep using these fossil fuels in our vehicles, airplanes, ships, and other forms of transportation, and for electricity, guess what? Sooner or later, there won't be any more. So, Ajane, can you think of ways in which we can conserve the non-renewable resources that are used to make fossil fuels?
We can resort to walking or taking public transportation.
Okay.
Instead of everybody in a house having a vehicle, you could have like 2 vehicles in your carpool, and if they're all going in the same place, you can just use one car.
Vehicle, yes, because each time the extra vehicles are on the road, it creates a pollution problem and also a conservation issue.
And we could also find a better way to bring electricity into our house. There are ways like water and solar and geo. So we can find a way to use those instead of using the gas to power our homes.
Perfect. So there are many ways that we can reduce the use of fossil fuels to help to conserve our non-renewable natural resources. Like you said, carpooling, taking a bus. Because if all of us take buses, buses usually can hold about 14 to 16 passengers. And if all of us are on one bus, that's one set of fossil fuels burning instead of 16. So think about it that way. Walk to places that are close. We've gotten into a stage, as already, that nobody wants to walk anymore. Everybody wants to get a vehicle to take them. Solar energy to power our homes, and like you said, water, geo as well. Using electric or solar powered vehicles. I don't know if we have any in the Federation yet, but the electric or solar powered vehicles are good options. Turn off the lights when they are not in use. Purchase cars that do not use a lot of fuel. They're known as fuel efficient cars. Open windows and doors as much as possible for natural fresh air instead of turning on the AC. I know we're having a little bit of a heat wave, so some people might be wondering, what are they? But yes, having your fresh air is always better than having the AC running all the time. Use a water bottle or flask to carry drinking water instead of buying bottled water all the time. So those are ways that we can take care and make sure that we're properly using our non-renewable resources. There are many ways we can, Ajana, can you think of another natural resource that we often waste? And this is a hint, let me give you a hint. It is a need for us to survive. Water. Okay. So water is another natural resource and a need required for survival that we often waste. And can you think of ways you can conserve or reduce the amount of water that we use as our name?
Yes, we've learned this in school many times. Turn off the pipes when you're brushing
your teeth. Yes.
When you're lathering your skin, turn off the faucet. You can fill up a separate sink when you're trying to rinse your dishes instead of having it running every minute. And there are many more. I don't remember all, but
yes, but you learned them in school.
Yes.
So we're doing a good job making sure you know about conservation. I'm hoping that our children are practicing them, though, because sometimes we learn things but we don't practice it. But for all of our boys and girls listening, turn off the faucet when you're brushing your teeth. Avoid using too much water when you're washing your dishes, and if you can, have a container that's for washing and a container that's for rinsing. That is recommended. Avoid unnecessarily long showers. Some of us want to be in the shower for 30 minutes, running the water the whole time, never turning it off. Collect rainwater that can be used for watering plants and for other uses. And some persons have gotten to the place where they can have the rainwater in a tank and it flows into their home because they have a pump system going. So that's something to consider as well, instead of using the water that's coming through the facility from the water department. Fix any water leaks around the house. When we have water leaks, we lose water, and remember, we're trying to conserve, not to waste or lose. All right, so there are many ways that we can reduce the amount of water we use, right? And we went through that list, but let's look at another word that forms part of the 3R principle. Tell us something that we can reuse around the home, Ajerne.
We can reuse dishes like plastic Tupperware. We can also reuse the plastic bags we get from the store. We can reuse bottles that we got from juices or buying, and we could reuse the glass that we have. We can carry them back. Well, that's recycling, but yeah.
Okay. And we can reuse. I automatically thought of reusing clothes. Yes.
And handing them down.
Yes. I don't know if we're still in the age of hand-me-downs. People are very funny, but that's a good example of reusing as well. Reusing doesn't only help to conserve the natural resources, but also help to keep our planet clean. There will be less trash thrown on the ground and in the rivers and oceans, and there will also be less trash in our landfills. And you know we have lots of trash in the landfill. Like you said, for washing use washable dishes instead of the plastic plates that we see. A lot of people like to have the foam containers and plastic plates, and we know the single-use plastic changes that are coming up soon, so we will not be able to use some of those single-use plastics anymore within the next 2 to 3 years. There is going to be a gradual phase out, and so we have to be mindful of the importance of reusing what we have, using the empty plastic containers and old vehicle tires to plant fruits and vegetables and the seedlings so that we can have our little backyard garden. That's a way of reusing. You talked about the shopping bags. To reuse those, and then reusing paper that we write on. Sometimes we write a little thing on the page and we just throw it away. We could actually use the other side, make sure that we write on both sides, and then we can make crafts out of papers that we've used. I've seen crafts where they tear the papers up and they create a little collage, or different crafts that have been very beneficial, sometimes even financially beneficial. And then donating lightly used toys and clothes to younger children or others, because adults might think that they should not donate. There are other adults who, when you're cleaning out your closet, you can donate some of your clothes to them, and they would appreciate those as well. All right, so I think that we went through a lot of ways that we could reuse, and so we are going to look at we have looked at the two principles of reduce, reuse. So we have the last one, which is recycle. Okay, so the third principle is recycle. The third R is recycle. And tell us what you think recycle means, Adrienne.
Okay, recycle means to use things that you have, or single-use things that you have. You can turn them in so that they can be made into other products and things that we can use.
Awesome. So let me give you the dictionary type kind of extended definition and examples. To recycle is to use old materials to make new materials. Recycling is a concept that has been around for a very long time, and many countries have tried to incorporate this into their lifestyles of their residents and citizens. In many places you may see recycle bins, including here. There are times in certain events you see the recycle bins. One bin may be for paper, one for plastics, one for glass bottles, and one for aluminum products. Aluminum products include foil paper and soda or soft drink cans, and these are the four main things that we generally see being recycled. One of the most popular material to recycle is paper. Recycled paper is used to produce magazines, books, toilet paper, and a lot more. Paper comes from trees, which are very important to the maintenance of the environment. If we keep cutting trees to produce paper, we will lose all our forests, and that would be a very dangerous situation for the planet. Cutting trees is called deforestation. Wow, it's a big word, but we know that we have a journey here to the rescue, because she's going to spell deforestation for us twice without my interruption.
Deforestation is spelled DEFORESTATION. 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 Deforestation.
Perfect, and thank you, Ajerne. Fun fact: did you know that 1,000 pounds of recycled paper can save 20 trees?
Really?
That's right. Think about how many trees can be saved by recycling paper as much as possible. Recycling plastic is particularly important because it is not biodegradable. When something is biodegradable, it is capable of being broken down into harmless products by the actions of living things such as bacteria. Because plastic cannot be broken down that way, it stays around for many, many, many years and causes all sorts of problems, including pollution. When it is thrown into the rivers and oceans, it is often harmful to the creatures which live in those bodies of water. This means that too much unrecycled plastic can affect our food supply. Recycling is also a very useful and important concept. It helps to reduce pollution and the use of too much energy. If we learn to recycle more, we will all help with conserving our natural resources and saving our planet by extension. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we will have our call-in segment led by Ajurne.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know, we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's Youth on the Go. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather round. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the Go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Connecting the children of our ECCB region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Alright, welcome back everyone. Let's see if our friends Ajurne remember what we learned today about the 3R principle. Please call us at 469-1616, 469-1700 for a chance to win some fun prizes. All you have to do is be the first to answer the questions correctly. And we're going to read all 5 questions for you. So when you call in, you let us know which question you will be responding to.
Okay, the questions are as follows. Number 1, to keep something from loss, waste, or from being destroyed is to dash. To keep something from loss, waste, or from being destroyed is to dash. Number 2, the 3 R's of the 3R principle are. The 3 R's of the 3R principle are. Number 3, true or false. A non-renewable resource is one that cannot be replaced once it is used. True or false? A non-renewable resource is one that cannot be replaced once it is used up. Number 4. Give one example of how we can reuse material around the house. Give one example of how we can reuse material from around the house. And to number 5, multiple choice. One example of something that can be recycled is A, paper, B, plastic, C, glass, or D. All of these can be recycled. One example of something that can be recycled is A. Paper, B. Plastic, C. Glass, or D. All of these can be recycled.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ajurne. And for those who are watching online, or whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, the questions are also available to you. So we have 5 questions on the table. As I said, you can call in at 469-1616, 469-1700. Let us know which question you want to respond to, and then we will be able to go from there. Ajurne, we'll read the questions through once. If we have any calls, then we'll pause along the way, since we don't currently have... we do have a caller, sorry. Over to you, Ajurne.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, which question would you like to answer?
Question 1.
Okay, to keep something from loss, waste, or from being destroyed is to?
Is to conserve.
Okay, that's correct. What is your name?
Malaika Dalton.
Okay, thank you, Malaika. Have a great day. Remember to collect your prize from the Department of Education.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Welcome. Bye-bye.
All right, and so Malaika is our first winner. Thank you for calling in, Malaika, and thank you, Malaika, for listening and paying attention every week. And parents, I encourage you to also have your children. They can learn a lot through the program. I know that Saturdays are times when people want to sleep in, but we also want to make sure that we are getting them up and alert so that they can get connected and get some very important information. So question 1 is off the table. We're going to go through questions 2 through 5 one time, Ajurne, and unless we have any other callers coming in.
Number 2. The 3 R's of the 3R principle are: number 3, true or false. A non-renewable resource is one that cannot be replaced once it is used up. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Which question would you like to answer?
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Which question would you like to answer?
Question number 2.
Okay, the 3 R's of the 3R principle are:
Recycle, reduce, and reuse.
okay, thank you. Very correct. What is your name?
Kimani Lawrence.
Okay, thank you, Kimani. Remember to collect your prize from the Department of Education. Have a great weekend.
Same to you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Kimani, as well. And like Malaika, I know that Kimani is an ardent listener. Congratulations, Kimani, on a job well done. Parents, as I said, get them up, get them listening, get them learning, and some of these questions may very well come back on the end of your exam. I'm just saying. And so, Ajurne, we have questions 3 to 5. We have 2 minutes before because Oliver was a little excited. He's now perched on the windowsill right there, waiting to fly in. And so we want to make sure we give him his fair turn to get his word of the day in as well. So let's go on to questions 3 to 5, and then we'll wrap up. Listeners, hurry up and call in.
Question number 3, true or false. A non-renewable resource is one that cannot be replaced once it is used up. Question number 4. Give one example of how we can reuse material around the house. And question number 5. One example of something that can be recycled is: A. Paper, B. Plastic, C. Glass, or D. All of these can be recycled. Again, question number 3, true or false. A non-renewable resource is one that cannot be replaced once it is used up. Question number 4. Give one example of how we can reuse material around the house. And question number 5. One example of something that can be recycled is: A. Paper, B. Plastic, C. Glass, or D. All of these can be recycled.
All right, so Ajurne, it's Oliver's turn. He's now pecking the glass. I know owls are generally quiet, so he's very impatient. So we're going to transition to our value lesson for today. So are you ready to hear from our wise old friend Oliver?
Yeah.
I believe he has a very important word to share with us today. So let's listen.
Hello, boys and girls. It's so nice to see you back at Oliver's Treehouse to learn of another wise word for the month of May. Devoted. Have you ever heard of that word? Well, let me tell you. The meaning of devoted is when you are very loving or very loyal to someone or something. For example, remember in our last lesson we learned of the 3R principle? Reduce, reuse, and recycle. So you can be devoted to that principle to conserve our environment. Another example of devotion can be seen in your relationship to your parents. This month we celebrate Mother's Day, so you can show your devotion to your mom on that special day. Now, back to your host.
Thank you so much, Oliver, for introducing our word for today. Today we learned a lot about how we can be devoted to our planet so that we can all enjoy it for a very long time. Being devoted is having great love for someone or something and being loyal to them. So, Ajerne, from what we learned today, can you remind our friends how we can be devoted to our environment to help to conserve our natural resources?
We can be devoted to our environment by following the 3R principle: reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Okay, and you are correct. And so when we are devoted to something or someone, we show devotion and loyalty, which says that we are strong, we have strong character because others can depend on us. There are many ways we can demonstrate that we are devoted to our friends and family. Some examples include being loving and caring, offering our help when they need it, spending quality time with them, understanding how they feel when something is wrong, being there for them through thick and thin. Ajane, do you have a best friend or a friend who you like very much or you care for very much?
Yes, her name is Kizara.
Kizara. Okay, so big shout out to Kizara today. Ajane considers you a friend. And do you think you're devoted to Kizara?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so tell us some ways you can show her that you are devoted to her as a friend.
I can show her I'm devoted to her by helping her when she doesn't understand, talking to her when I think she's sad, and she can do the same for me.
Perfect. And so we hope all of our listening friends are also showing devotion to the people in their lives and also tell their friends and families the importance of devotion. And so we have come to the end of another ECCB Children's Connection program, and we are so happy that you have joined us today. Until we meet again, I am your host, Zahnela Claxton.
And I am your co-host, Ajerne Hodge.
Let's talk again soon, but until then, be devoted to conserving our planet and stay connected.
Connecting the children of our ECCB region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
You're listening to Vaughn Radio from the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis.